GmbH is a promoter member company for the EnOcean Alliance. I'm now talking to Dr. Walt Siskens, who's CEO of EnOcean. Walt, I believe you can tell us about some of the latest developments within EnOcean.
Yes, happy to. EnOcean has always positioned itself as the provider of technology that sits on the last node of the IoT. So we provide sensors and switches with the unique phenomena that it doesn't use any wires and it doesn't use any batteries. And we do that with technology that uses either the mechanical energy from the environment, the solar energy from the environment, or the thermal energy from the environment. Maybe show us with a couple of products.
Yes, please.
Most famous product, but it looks pretty boring, is the switch, right? This is a light switch or a switch for blinds or anything. But what's exciting is that actually this little press of a button gives enough energy for this little device to start up a circuit, send a signal, and turn on off a lamp, dim a lamp, turn a blind up and down, etc., etc. So for the user, this means I can install this at the very last moment at the location where I like it. I click it, I glue it literally on the wall, and I forget about it. Never needs any maintenance.
No wires need to be installed, nothing like that?
No wires, no batteries. It'll work forever.
Right, that's absolutely fantastic.
Now what you didn't see is when people get creative around the same, these are like more around IoT type of ideas, simple little switches for little functions.
Okay, and how would that work?
So the principle is the same, but what if you look at what's happening once the IoT starts becoming programmed, I got a 13-year-old daughter, right? I've seen systems where you can then reprogram existing switches, which is cool if you want to play around, but it gets nasty when you come home.
Yes.
You want to turn on the light, but the light doesn't go on, the television goes on, the blind go down, and whatever else happens.
Right.
So there is a tendency that people want to have simple switches for simple functions. I wake up, I order an Uber, press this yellow one or the orange one. I come home and for my routine every morning, I want to turn on my Sonos, put it on a certain channel and listen to music. I have one switch in the corner, press it once, does that for me.
So what you're talking about is taking the current systems where people are using smartphones or iPads, and all of which are quite complex devices to use, and making it much simpler.
Yes, exactly. Actually, the one who got that idea for us was Philips. Philips introduced the Philips Hue, the multicolor LED lamp, and they initially had the idea that it would be operated via the iPhone, which is very cool. And the users basically told them, that's very nice when I'm playing around with it. So I'm setting the scene, I'm defining colors, I'm defining when it goes on, when it goes off. But now I come home at night tired, I don't want to pull my iPhone, type in my code, figure out I got to upgrade the app, and then turn on the light. I just want to press a button. So Philips developed this switch with our technology in it. Keep in mind that the complexity will ultimately sit in the system. What EnOcean provides, or EnOcean's customers provide, ultimately is simple, right? But it's the simple piece of data that creates a lot of value. Right? There's another simple one I love. Customer of ours, also a member of the EnOcean Alliance. This is a water sensor. This little thing has no batteries, no wires, same as that. I just drop it on the floor wherever I suspect a risk of water leakage, and these little leather rings will expand in water, as leather will. We'll press a switch. Now, this is still simple. The only thing this does, this thing is stupid, it'll just say, hey, I just noticed that this got wet. Now the excitement goes, what do you do next? In this particular example, there's a customer who said, what I'll do next is, first of all, I turn off the faucet, the main faucet, so I know there's no water leakage. Second, I send through my gateway an SMS to the user, say, hey, in this room, I turned off the faucet because this thing got wet. Right? So again, the original EnOcean function, I believe, is maybe it's a couple bits of data, but it's the most relevant bits. The real IoT big data value sits somewhere upstream, getting the message, knowing what to do, getting the choice to call for service, turn off more faucets, go back home. But without that first little bit, you had nothing. The EnOcean Alliance is now up to 400 members, right, of different companies having more than 1,500 products in the field, employed in, I believe, over 300,000 buildings. Right? However, we have picked a radio solution that is a sub 1 gigahertz, which implies that we need a different radio for each region where we operate in. In order to expand our reach and to get in more regions where people would like to have technology without batteries, without wires, we are looking to expand in 2.4 gigahertz radio, which is a global radio. That also opens up the path to customers that are global customers and say, I like your technology, but I want to have one SKU for the whole world. Right? In order to do that more effectively, there is an agreed cooperation between the Zigbee Alliance and the EnOcean Alliance. Zigbee has created an excellent ecosystem around the 2.4, their 2.4 radio, and within their radio there is the Green Power Protocol that works perfectly well with EnOcean. That announcement had just been made, and so we're very proud that together with the Zigbee Alliance and the EnOcean Alliance, we can now offer energy harvesting, wireless technology to everybody that plays on the 2.4 global platform.
2.4 is a very broad spectrum. Is it likely that there will be other partnerships in the future?
At the end of the day,
can't talk about them now, but
we can't talk about them. At the end of the day, we want to serve our customers.
Yeah.
If a customer comes to us and we can offer them an EnOcean radio, we can offer them a Zigbee radio, but for good or bad reasons, he or she would like to use another radio, I don't want to say no.